Hello everybody, I'm Indie Dev Dylan, and today I have another devlog as well as another demo on my game, Hero. Last video I covered the bugs I encountered and the changes I made to certain mechanics of the game, as well as changing the other enemies. If you want to check it out, hit the eye icon on the top right corner. It has been around 3 months since I released my first demo for Hero. Progress did slow down a little bit, but I now have a new version of my game. The game is available to download for Windows on itch. This new demo isn't an entirely new version of Hero, hence it only being version 0.6.2, but it does have a lot of the features that I wanted to have in the original demo but didn't have the time to complete. Controller support is now in the game, which is really great. The enemy's behavior have been improved and hopefully will be easier to deal with. Swimming has gotten a slight change. The slingshot works as intended, and all levels are unlocked from the start for easier accessibility. There are mostly minor changes, but they do add up and make the game a lot better. But I also did an addition to the demo. I added 2 new levels to the demo. If you want to play the demo before hearing about the levels, feel free to check it out. Link is down below. When we play video games, we feel a sense of freedom. We stray away from worries and fears of reality. As players, we enjoy exploration. Hero is a game about saving the planet of Harquenes, but it is also a game about exploration. So when making this 4th level, I decided to make it a little more complex than the original 3 levels. This level has 3 different paths that you can choose from with their own unique challenges. If you climb the ladder to the top, you encounter the jumping bunnies, where you will have to decide between fighting or running underneath them to get away. If you stay on the ground level, you will encounter the turtles, which are easier for you to dodge, but you'll also have to jump over hazards. And if you go into the water, a spiky cavern awaits you. I hope this level has you excited for what is to come with level design in my game. If you do play the demo and choose all 3 paths, let me know what you think about them. Which one was your favorite? The second new level I added, level 5, was inspired by the bottom portion of level 4. I like the idea of the player swimming down underwater and discovering a hidden cavern. This level only has 1 path, but I hope it is a good representation of how levels can be made to showcase interesting environments, even if they are linear levels. At this current point in time, most of the development has been focused on the mechanics of the game rather than level design. Levels don't take too long to build out once you have all the tools you need at your disposal, and we are getting closer and closer to that. The 5 levels I have built are on the smaller scale, in my opinion, but let me know if they take too long or if you agree with me in that they are too short. One of you suggested that I fix how swimming works. Thank you for the recommendation. Swimming did feel a little sluggish, so I made you move faster when underwater. This was all fine when running the game in the Unity project, but after testing out the demo when building the game project, I noticed Hero falls in the water at the rate he would fall when not in water. This issue really confused me, but luckily I figured out the problem. I was setting the rigid body's gravity scale in 2 scripts, which I guess confused the engine, but not while testing the game, only in actual builds of the game. The way I fixed this issue was setting the gravity in the ladder movement script only, which means later I'll probably change the script to player gravity, or something like that. Harquenes is a beautiful planet, but not all of it is just simple grasslands. Currently, I'm unsure when you'll be shown the other environments, but I can tell you what they are. Much like Mario Bros, there are different places to visit with different climates, conditions, and enemies. Hero will visit deserts, marshes, mountains, lakes, and other environments too. As stated earlier in the video, I want the player to feel the sense of exploration, but they will quickly lose that sense when every level uses the same assets. It will quickly become boring and repetitive. In Devlog 1, I touched on not being able to complete a world map where the player can move around it like the Mario games. I still have yet to add this to my game, but the idea is still in mind, and I do want it to be included in the final release. This idea of the world map is inspired specifically by the new Super Mario Bros. U map, where everything is connected in one large scene. I think it will be cool for the player to see how far they've gone whenever they zoom in and out. But since level selection doesn't need to be built on a map and can be done in a menu, most of the demos will have the menu I'm using right now until I'm ready to test out a map and have it built out. I hope that the added accessibility in the demo with controller support helps you experience the game in a nice way. On the itch page, I have a control section describing what does what. If you don't have a PS4, Xbox One, or Switch Pro controller, keyboard and mouse still work. Just know that your experience might be a little different than those with controllers. Before I discuss the upcoming version of Hero, I want to thank you for joining me on my adventure of game dev, and thank you so much for subscribing if you have. Entering a new version of Hero after working on 0.6 versions for so long is very exciting. Throughout the past few months, I've been thinking about what this update should include. Many of the core mechanics for my game are now built, so 0.7 has the goal of building out even more mechanics that aren't needed for you to play the game, but are needed for the game to become more complex and complete. Many of these things are moving platforms that either fall or get destroyed after the player stands on them for too long, new hazards, slippery platforms, bouncy platforms, and potentially more. Although this version might seem simple on the surface, I'm not putting an expectation for a new demo to release even in 3 months, and hopefully you understand. I hope you see the improvements that have been made and, most importantly, enjoy. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been your host, Indie Dev Dylan, signing out.